What is up, everybody? Today we are going to be learning how to set up hosting. So right now we have a URL which we should have purchased from Namecheap. It was donated, so we didn't pay anything, but we have that set up. It's going to be essentially first name last name .me. The next thing we're going to need to set up a website is the hosting. So we are going to be using hosting that is donated by Siteground. So I have some specific instructions in the website here to tell you how to get this set up. Most important thing for this when you're setting it up is make sure that you're using your .edu and make sure you're dropping the .rams from it. If you don't drop the .rams, it is not going to work. There should be an error screen in here that I put somewhere right here. So if you see this, that means you put the rams in there. So we're gonna get rid of the rams and just use the rest of our email address. Once we do that, it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna get an email, you're gonna log in to Siteground, and then we are going to tell Siteground that the hosting we set up, we're gonna be using it with this other URL that we purchased, the first name last name .me, and we're going to put that first name last name .me into Siteground, and then we're going to go back to Namecheap and we're going to let Namecheap know that if anybody wants to access our website, that it is at Siteground. So what this is called is essentially you're letting the ISP know, your internet service provider. It could be Comcast, it could be your iPhone, it could be the school Wi-Fi, but all those are separate ISPs. And when somebody types in your URL, the first thing that the ISP is going to do is go and see where they serve that website from. So they're going to see that it was purchased from Namecheap.me. They're going to go to Namecheap. Namecheap's going to say, we're not actually hosting it, it's being hosted over here at Siteground. And in order to speed up this process, what a lot of ISPs do is once they look up where a website is hosted, they don't check it every single time to kind of speed it up. So a lot of times if you change your hosting and then you go back and try to access the website, you're not going to see the changes for a while. So this is just letting the changes propagate across the ISPs. You're going to hear that a lot when you're working with hosting. So for this assignment, it's going to be crucial that you get this done early because it may take a few hours for you to see the changes that are happening to your website or to see that you did it right. A good trick to get around that is if you've been setting everything up on your home internet service, maybe just cast a hotspot and then access your website from a different ISP and see if you can see the changes there, or just load your cell phone or load your website up onto your cell phone. That'll work as well. So essentially setting up the hosting, telling Namecheap that, well, then we're going to let Siteground know what website we're hosting. Then we're going to go to Namecheap and we're going to change our DNS, our domain name servers, which you're going to see down in here. These are all the step-by-step instructions. When you copy the domain name servers in, make sure you're not copying big URLs at the top. The only thing you're going to copy, and this is 99% of the time when you're working with DNS, it's going to be ns1 dot something, ns2 dot something. So make sure when you enter these into Namecheap that you're just putting that in. Once you do that, you're going to select, it's hard to see, but it's a little green arrow in there. And then you're going to get a screen that's going to look something like this. With 80 different students doing this assignment per semester, these screens sometimes change a little bit. That's fine. If you want to email me your URL and check it before you submit, that is fine as well. So this assignment isn't too bad. Feel free to email me as much as you need to with this, and I will answer all your questions.